every Wednesday to do some live coaching here. So this is an opportunity to get some answers to your questions as far as, what should I charge, right? How do we avoid getting these objections like I can't afford it? And can I think about it? Can I talk to my spouse, right? How to get in front of the right people who actually understand the value of what you do as hypnotists and healers, right? And so that's what we're here to talk about today specifically. We're going to talk about commitment phobes. How many of you feel like you're getting commitment phobes right now? Drop the word phobia. Just drop the word phobia below if you guys are running into a lot of commitment phobes when it comes to not dating commitment phobes, but selling commitment phobes. We'll see what you guys are dealing with here. So Michelle's got phobia. Who else here is getting a lot of commitment phobic people? And then for those of you guys who are new to the group, my name is Lydia Catherine. I'll just start including my last name because apparently it's confusing people. My name is Lydia Catherine Mihaliziano. I am also a board certified hypnotist turned sales ninja, I guess. I guess I'm kind of a sales nerd, a sales ninja now. So now what I teach is I show hypnotists and holistic practitioners through Six-Figure Spirit how to attract and sell and close, how to attract consistent high-ticket hypnosis and healing clients, and how to actually close them and have that value-based pricing conversation. So you can get away from the single sessions, get away for charging for a package of sessions or charging for your time, and actually get in charging the value of what you do, which is going to allow you to name your price point and charge, $5,000 plus for your hypnosis or Reiki or psychic mediumship or whatever it is that you do. Whatever tools you have in your toolkit, we can sell at a much higher price point when we get away from selling the modality. Okay? So I hope you have your questions ready to go, guys. So we're just going to dive in. Bear with me as I'm dying over here. I don't know if I think it's just allergies and sinuses, so I might be clearing my throat here a little bit, but bear with me. Joseph says commitment phobes from all, commitment phobes. Josh says I can sell them once I get them to the calls, but getting them to show up, my qualifying call has been difficult. So the showing up, yeah. I had this conversation with my group today, with my group of clients, and guess what, guys? It's hard to get people to show up. It's hard to get people to show up. However, there are things you can do to mitigate no-shows. Nobody's got a perfect show-up rate. However, my show-up rate is, I have a pretty good show-up rate. I'd say my show-up rate's about 85%. My show-up rate is killer because I have every single piece dialed in here. So that's something that we can definitely talk about, or we can even talk about on a future training here. But whatever questions you guys have, we can dive into them here. But let's keep it along the topic here today, which is how to eliminate the commitment phobia from clients, right? Because what I have found is a lot of hypnotists and healers, the stories I hear over and over again are hypnotists and healers, they're on these calls, they've got the buy-in. They feel like they've got the buy-in. They're having an amazing conversation. The client's excited. They're like, this is exactly what I need. This is what I've been searching for my whole life. And then all of a sudden, can I get back to you on that? Or, can I think about it? Or can I let you know? Can you send me a summary? All of these type of things showing up. Has anyone experienced that yet? Just drop the word me below. If you've been in that scenario where like you have no idea what just happened, like you were bought in, that they were bought in, like you thought it was done, like it was a done deal, and then all of a sudden your price point changed everything. The price point changed everything, and the mistake that hypnotists and healers make is that they think it's because of the price. That's the mistake. Is that they're like, well, it must have been the price that scared them away. And I'm telling you, that's not what it is at all. It's not what it is at all. Okay? and we'll talk about what is really going on here and why people kind of 180 when you drop a price. So Joshua says me, Michelle me, Lauren, nice to meet you. I believe you're new. So you said our schedule and then cancel with no reschedule. Yeah, so there's not, well, I can't tell you what it is because I have to see what's going on. But most likely they don't see the value, there's no urgency, there's something else going on there. Okay. Are they the right client? Are they your niche, right? Like there's a lot of different variables here that may contribute to people no-showing or rescheduling. So it's hard to know without looking at the step-by-step, but most likely it's something along the lines of they don't see the value, you didn't get the commitment from them, most likely. You didn't get the commitment from them. Okay? And yeah, it's not the price point. Contrary to what's happening in front of you, when you drop the price and suddenly their mood changes, their energy shifts, it is not your price. It is not your price. Okay? We'll talk about what's missing here in a minute. But how I like to open these calls, guys, is if you're new to the group, is, guys, let's just get to know each other. So what is it you do and what are your spiritual superpowers? So I'll start first. So I am a hypnotist. I'll drop it in the chat, guys. So just start showing off. Drop it below. What is it you guys do? What are your spiritual superpowers? And how do you help people? You'll see that, we have, I think we have every type of holistic healer in this group that I could possibly think of. We've got meditation instructors, EFT practitioners, psychics, mediums, Reiki practitioners. We have a lot of hypnotists because I'm a hypnotist as well, so I speak that language. We've got human design coaches, NLPers. So just what do you guys do? We got intuitive readers, energy healers, RTT practice, like the list goes on. So I could probably spend the entire 40 minutes doing this, but I won't because you guys are here to learn. And that's what I want to do here today. So a little bit of background about me. I'm a hypnotist. I've been a hypnotist for probably about 7 or 8 years at this point. And just developed a passion for high ticket sales and saw there was a gap in the market where hypnotists were charging for their time, single sessions, a package of sessions, only to end up with businesses that were impossible to scale. It's just impossible to scale if you're charging for your time because time obviously is a finite resource and you're going to run out of it. In fact, what I've even found are that healers with wellness centers are now coming to me with the same problems, okay? So now I have clients who have wellness centers who thought they could scale just by adding a wellness center. But the problem is they're still charging for their time. So they still end up with the same problems. You see that, guys? So you can add on as many people as you want, as many healers and partner and do all the stuff. But as long as you're not charging for a value, you're going to wind up running out of time. And you're going to wind up not at the revenue that you want to be at, right? So that I can tell you that's a little bit of background about what motivated me to pivot and help you guys with actually growing and scaling your revenue. So let's just back up here a little bit. Oh my God, okay. So we've got Mike here. So Mike said it's been, many people know me, don't necessarily have seen me as a hypnotist coach. And there's my cat. So people either want free services, they don't see me as I'm guessing you mean a hypnotist, not a penotist. Penotist. Yeah, so we have a lot of coaches here as well. So maybe you do hypno coaching. Lauren says spiritual practitioner. Cool. Cell Moon, am I saying that right? Cell Moon said hypnosis and chakra healer. Very cool. Yeah, we got a lot of energy healers, chakra healers. You're in law enforcement, but work with the youth in trauma. Now hypnotherapy as a coach. Cool. Lauren says I do all the above, just not hypnosis. Yeah, all good. Honestly, guys, the strategies that we teach here, or the strategies that I teach here, will work for any modality. Now, why is this? Because we're not selling the modality anymore. The emphasis is not on the modality anymore. It's on the result. What I teach is something called results-based selling. So we're charging for the result, not the modality. Because as long as you're charging for the modality, people can shop you around. They can shop you around. In fact, I just got off the call with someone where this was happening. Someone who did intuitive readings, like Reiki work, and of course, why not just go to the cheaper person, right? That's what's going to end up happening. Are any of you dealing with that right now? How many of you here feel like you're getting shopped around? I'll just go find a cheaper hypnotist. I'll just go find a cheaper psychic. I'll just go find a cheaper this, cheaper that. There's only one way to eliminate the shopping around, and that is that you need to be in your own category. You have to be in your own category. As long as you're just a hypnotist or just a psychic or medium, you're going to get shopped around. You're going to get shopped around. Okay, but there is a way to fix this. There's a way for you to stand out and have and corner the market so that you are the authority in your own market. Okay. Rashida, good to talk to you again. So spiritual practitioner. Michelle, holistic health practitioner, hypnosis plus energy work. Very cool. Look at this, guys. I mean, you all have quite the resume. Like, you should be making good money, right? Like, it doesn't make sense that you have, like, I mean, I don't know about you guys, but back when I was struggling as a hypnotist, it did not make sense. Like, why is it that I wasn't making the money I really wanted to make? Like, I was making okay money. Like, it was okay. It was like $5K per month, you know, between 5 and 10. It was okay. But I wanted like 20K months, 30K. Like, how were people doing this? And at the end of the day, the problem was that the market and the clients weren't seeing the same value that we see in the work that we offer. Okay, and at the end, and what I eventually learned is that the value the marketplace puts on our work is different from the value that we place on the work. Okay, so it's two different perspectives when it comes to value. Okay, so Susan, good to see you. So hypnotist and life coach for parents of estranged children. Very cool. And Joseph, good to see you again. I know fellow cat whisperer. You just saw my cat here behind me. Looks like she's gone. And coffee. Cheers, guys. If you're coffeeing it up right now, it's 5 o'clock and I'm still going. And Akashic Records and energy practitioner and musician and military veteran. Thank you for your service, Joseph. And Mike here. So hypnotherapy, but therapeutic hypnosis. Very cool, guys. All right. Hey, Sarah, good to see you as well. Yeah, guys, for those of you who can't hang on, I'll be sending out the replay probably tomorrow. So just keep your eyes peeled to the group and to your email box. I'll be sending out the replay there. I also will be uploading these replays to the YouTube channel. Would any of you guys like that link directly in that way? You can get those updates automatically. So I'll grab my link here real quick and then we'll dive in here. Let's see. Would any of you guys want the direct link to my YouTube channel? And that way you get the updates every single week. Any of you guys want that? Sarah, this will probably be good for you. I'll go grab that link. And that way you guys don't have to keep staring at your email boxes. If you guys just want that direct link, I'll just go grab it here. Let's see. All right, guys, so I'm going to drop my link to the YouTube channel. So I'm now uploading all of the replays to my YouTube channel, guys. So if you want to get the updates automatically, you can just go ahead and subscribe there, and then you'll get those updates automatically. So that will make it easy for you guys. Tracy, good to see you. Very cool. Cool. All right, well, let's dive in, guys. Without further ado, let's talk about why, what is keeping clients from committing, right? Because like I talked about earlier, and some of you guys just signed on, like sometimes like we can be so convinced that prospects are bought in, and we can feel their excitement. They're telling you how convinced they are. They're like, oh my gosh, this is what I need. Like, this is what I've been searching for. Like, and then all of a sudden they just back up. They just back up when you drop your price point. But I'm here to tell you is nothing to do with your price, okay? There's something missing from here. There's a few things that are missing here, and that's what we're going to talk about here today. So if you guys are ready to go, just drop the word commit below. Just drop the word commit, and then we'll get started. You guys ready to go? I'm feeling pretty good. I rearranged my sleep schedule, so I'm actually getting more sleep now. So I'm feeling a lot better. Let's get going, guys. Just drop the word commit if you guys are ready to rock and roll. All right, Susan. You got Susan here. I'll get it. Let's get a couple more while I get a drink of coffee. Coffee. All right, Michelle. Let's go. All right. So, how does this end up showing up in your business if you're not getting commitment? So I'll tell you. Here's what I was running into, and if you're getting a lot of commitment phobes, here's what ends up happening. So you end up getting off your strategy or your sales call or your discovery call, whatever you're doing, and you end up feeling confused. You have no idea where you left off. You have no idea if you're going to hear from them again. They just get off and they're gone. How many of you guys have ever felt that way right now? If this is what's going on in your business currently, this is like what I'm going to talk about here in a minute. It's going to make a huge difference for you. Okay. So how many of you feel like, drop the word dark below, if you feel like you're being left in the dark right now, like you've no idea what's going on. You have no idea why they changed their mind or why it seemed like they were unsure or why they kind of like backed out or, something happened. Oftentimes, like hypnotists and holistic practitioners just leave it there. They just leave it there. And because they don't know what to do. They don't want to pressure them. They don't want to pressure, right? They don't want to be salesy and pushy and slimy and sleazy. So they do the direct opposite. They become passive. They become passive and say, sure, no problem. Take your time. How many of you guys are doing this right now? Take your time. No pressure. All good in the hood. This is like the direct opposite. You do not want to do this either, okay? So what do we do instead? Well, we're going to talk about that here in a minute, okay? You end up hearing things all the time like, I got to think about it. Can I get back to you? Let me talk to my spouse. Let me talk to my friend. Some of you guys may have got that one. Really? Is your friend really going to be the decision maker? Really? Come on now. Like that one's a little strange to me. Can you send me a summary? Can I take time to process it? Can I do a reading on it? All this kind of stuff. So Michelle says guilty. Yeah. So we end up being almost like people pleasers. We end up being like way too lax, and we put our needs for clarity on the back burner. We put our needs for clarity on the back burner. And I don't know about you guys, but since I was doing this in my business way back, I was also doing this in my personal life. Like, can some of you guys see if you're not getting commitment from your prospects, are you lacking commitment in other areas of life and other relationships? Can you guys kind of see that? Are you lacking commitment in other places? Or maybe you're lacking clarity in some of your relationships with people. So I have found like the way we are in our business is the way we are in our other relationships with people. So think about it. Do you feel like you have clarity in your other relationships right now? Okay. You end up getting, how many of you are running into wishy-washy clients? The wishy-washy crew. Drop the word wishy-washy if this is something you're running into right now. Most likely, if you're lacking commitment on the call, you're probably running into a lot of wishy-washy clients. Well, I could do it like this myself, or well, I'll probably do this thing first. So let me test that first. Right? They're just kind of like this in between. You don't know how to get them out of this wishy-washy thing. Hey, Olya, good to see you. So Olya's team, I sent out their email last week. Olya's team did 42,000 in 1 week. So congratulations to Team Full Motion. Round of applause. Yeah. So how many of you are running into wishy-washy clients right now? Like you don't know how to divide them down the middle. Like pick one, or Yes or no? Like, are we doing this or not? Like, you just want to like ask them that, but like you're too afraid. Like you're too afraid to be direct. And that often is what happens. It's like we become too passive. We go to the direct opposite of what we really need to be doing here. Okay. Elia says, yeah, we're definitely better on our sales. Thanks to you. You're welcome, guys. But I take very little credit for the work you guys are putting in. So thank yourselves too. Don't forget to celebrate and thank yourselves too for doing the work and trusting the process. I know, guys, when you start a new process or you hire a coach or you do stuff like that, it can be scary to put your business or health or whatever in other people's hands. And it's scary. But you know what? When you let go, that's where the magic happens. And you just follow the process. Just let go of the trying to keep control of everything and just breathe. And just breathe and let the change happen. Let the cards fall where they may, Olga just had one today. He wouldn't even tell me what he wanted help with. Interesting. Okay, interesting. All right, based on that, I'm going to add something to my notes here. We'll talk about. Okay, good point. So we'll talk about that too. Okay. All right, cool. So you get wishy-washy people. If you're not getting commitment, they're just kind of in between gray area. And then they end up getting off the call in the gray area too, which is like the worst thing that could possibly happen is that they get off the call uncertain, right? Oh yeah, you asked the same question 1,000 different ways. Okay, we'll talk about this. Okay. Also, what ends up happening if you're lacking commitment, if you struggle to get the commitment from clients, what ends up happening is, let's pretend you did sell them. What ends up happening is they don't commit through the program. They don't commit during your time working together. How many of you guys have sold a client only for them to ghost halfway through, reschedule, flake? They become flakes even after you're working with them. How many of you guys have ever experienced that one? So you're all excited you got the sale, right? And then they're like these happy, wish-washy. They do some of the homework, not, they're sort of half there, half not. They're just not committed to the process, even though they paid you for your services. How many of you have experienced that one before? I know I did. And believe it or not, people will pay $2,000, even $2,000 and still be wishy-washy. So I'm telling you, it's not about your price point. It's not about your price point. Okay. What ends up happening is inconsistent leads, right? You get inconsistent clients, inconsistent revenue. And then at the end of the day, like what ends up happening is like we are confused as to why prospects don't see the value that we see in it for them. How many of you guys are asking this question right now? Drop the word value below. If like in your mind, like it does not compute, like it just doesn't make sense. Like I can see how this is going to change their life. This is going to change their health. This is going to transform them. I can see it. But for some reason, they're just not seeing it. Your market's not seeing it. Your audience is not seeing it. Your prospects are not seeing it. Maybe even your current clients are not really seeing it. Are any of you dealing with this right now? I dropped the word value below. Because like I said, even though clients can pay you, they still may not stick to it. They still not commit, even though they've paid, right? Michelle wants the YouTube link again. Yeah, I can drop that. My keyboard just broke, so I'm trying to use my other keyboard. Hey guys, any of you guys ever destroyed your laptop or computer with a drink? I just destroyed my keyboard. So thanks to my coffee. So for those of you guys want the YouTube link, I just dropped it below. I'm just going to double check it's the right link here. Oops, I keep forgetting that keyboard does not work. Yep, that should be the right link, guys. Cool. Yep. So if you subscribe to that, you'll get the notifications that I've uploaded a new video. So that you'll get. You don't have to pay attention to your email box so much if you don't want to. Okay. So Mike says value. This happens a lot in the therapeutic or counseling service because they don't see the value. Yeah. So this is something I've said before, is that because we have our own experience with the tools that we provide, how we build value in the market's eyes is going to be completely different than the value that we see. We have to build this out completely differently. In fact, guys, I actually just released a new training, and this training is exactly how to create more urgency and how to connect. Basically, during the discovery phase of your sales call, there's only 3 things that you should be doing. There's only 3 things you should be doing during your discovery phase of your call. Okay? If you do anything else, you're most likely screwing up the call. Okay? You're losing the prospect's attention. You're losing the prospect's sense of urgency to get moving. And so I've seen a lot of hypnotists and healers make the mistake of doing things like too much coaching. Like, how many of you guys, you feel like you accidentally do too much coaching on your sales call? Is drop the word coach below. If any of you feel like you're giving away way too much, like you're giving away free coaching on your sales calls. Okay. Rosalita says that's when the practitioner pushes what's important to them rather than the clients. Yeah, exactly. And we don't want to do that. Like, we're not here to push people to do anything, right? Now, pressure is actually a good thing, because guess what, guys? Your prospect is under pressure anyway. Your prospect is in front of you because they're already under pressure. They need to make more money in their business. They need to build their confidence. They need to lose weight. They need to quit smoking. So by relieving them of that pressure, you guys are actually doing them a disservice. Just a quick passion rant. You guys are doing them a disservice by eliminating all of the pressure. You are doing them a disservice because they're going to get off the call and go right back under pressure of the weight they need to lose, the smoking they need to quit, the relationships they need to work on. They're under pressure anyway. So if you relieve them of it, you've not only lost the sale, but you've lost them, and now they're not going to get the help that they need. Okay, but that's another rant for another time. Okay, so like I said, I released a new training on the 3 things that you needed only to do. The only 3 things you do during the discovery phase of your sales and strategy call. If you guys want that training, what I'm going to do is this will be the easiest way to do it, because some of you are not in the group. I've noticed some of you are not in the group, and it's hard for me to get you guys trainings. So if you do want the training, I just dropped my m.me link below. Tap the link and send me the word authority. Send me the word authority with that link, and I'll send you over the training that I just created. Okay? And like I said, this is where a lot of hypnotists and healers will give away free coaching. They will lose the prospect. The prospect their eyes will glaze over. They're just like, if you're giving away too much coaching right now and you're not getting the sale, you need this training. Okay? So if you do want it, tap the m.me link and just drop me the word authority. And it's a cheap training. It's just $27. It's a $27 training, super cheap. I think it's definitely worth that. Okay, it's worth that at least. Okay, this is stuff I only give to my paying clients. Okay, so I think it's a fair trade. If you do want it, just drop me that word. Drop me the word authority, and I'll send it over. And Mike says, you mentioned the discovery phase of the call. Curious as to what are the phases are in a call. Very cool. Guys, if you want the training I'm just talking about, what I call it's the AAA method, tap the m.me link I just dropped above, and I'll drop it again, and send me the word in Messenger authority. And that way I can definitely get it to you, because some of you I found aren't in the group. So if you send me the message directly, I can just send you the training. Again, it's just $27. It's super cheap. I think it's a fair trade for the value you're going to get out of this. Okay, I wouldn't be surprised if you got a sale right after this. Okay, so yeah, Mike, there's several different phases of a high ticket sales call. It's something that I won't have time to go over here today because I want to talk about commitment. But is that something you guys want to go over in another future call? I can do that in another future call. We just won't have time to do it here today. Let me know, and I can plan maybe next week to talk about that. Okay, but there's many different phases. Okay, and there's a strategy to every phase. There's a strategy. If you're winging any part of this, if you're winging the price drop, you're winging your pitch, you're winging the discovery phase, like that's where you're probably leaving money on the table. You're probably leaving thousands on the table by winging this. Okay, I've spent over $100,000 learning sales. So if you're winging any part of this, I'm telling you there's a strategy. Okay, so if you do want to learn about the discovery phase, which is I think is really what sets you up for success. Okay, so if you're doing too much coaching, if you feel like people's eyes are glazing over, if you feel like you're at the mercy of your client, you feel like you're not an authority, you feel like you're being too friendly with them, maybe you're being too friendly, like you're being too chummy, you'll lose the sale like that. So if you're making any of these mistakes, this training is exactly what you need. Okay, and just drop me that message and I'll send it over. Okay. But let's get into it, guys. So if these are the things going on in your business, you feel like you have to chase people down. If you're not getting commitment, you probably feel like you have to chase people down. Okay. People don't see the value. They're not taking you seriously, right? This was making me mad. Like people were not taking me seriously. How many of you feel like you don't get the respect of your client right now? You don't have the respect. They don't see you as a leader and authority in your niche. Drop the word me below again. If you feel like you're not getting the respect that you feel like you deserve, this is a huge thing that I've seen happen a lot with hypnotists and healers. If that's the case, first of all, get this training that I'm talking about. This is going to reset that whole thing. This is going to reset the whole dynamic. This training is going to reset that whole dynamic. So you're not like this friend. You're not being too friendly. You're not being too chummy. You're not giving away too much free coaching. Again, that's where that training I'm talking about is going to come in handy. If you want that, just send me the word authority through Messenger. All right, guys. So what do we got to do here? How do we climb out of this? Okay. So let's get into it. So these are the 4 things that I have found that have allowed me to get more of a commitment for clients right there on the spot, right there on that first call. You guys ready to go? If you guys are ready to go, if you're still with me, drop the word ready below if you guys are ready to go. You guys ready for these? While you do that, I'm just gonna, and I thought I had some water, and apparently I don't. So excuse me while I get my voice all ready here. So Terry, good to see you as well. And Lisa. All right, Susan. All right, let's go. So how do we get the commitment right there on that first call? Okay, the first thing you got to do is, and this is going to sound obvious, but I can guarantee you that 90% of you are not doing this, if not everybody here, is you got to ask for it. Ta-da! You got to ask for the commitment. Many of you guys are not asking for it. You're waiting on them. You're just waiting on them dancing around, and you're not asking for it. Okay? How many of you here would like an example of what this sounds like? Like, how many of you here feel like you're not asking for it? Like, are you even asking for it? Are you asking for the commitment? Most likely you aren't. If you're not getting it, you're probably not asking for it. If you don't ask for it, you're not going to get it. It's that simple. All right, you guys want an example? All right. So here's an example of what this might sound like. You ready to go? You ready to go? That's it. That's it, guys. Super simple. You ready to go? When you find your clients are in this wishy-washy place, just how do you feel? You're ready to go? That's it. It sounds like a no duh, right? No duh. But believe it or not, most hypnotists and healers are not doing this. For whatever reason, fear, anxiety, don't want to be pushy, whatever. But you got to lean into that. You got to lean into that. Okay? If you don't ask for it, you're not going to get it. Just like in dating, guys. Just like in dating, if you don't ask for it, you're not going to get it. Okay? All right. Let's go into number 2 here. Second thing here is you don't budge. Okay? You don't budge when you know you can help them. Many of you allow yourselves to be hypnotized that they cannot be helped or that you're not the right fit for them. And as long as you take on that belief and you allow them to hypnotize you, you're going to lose a sale. So step 2 here is do not budge on what you know. If you know you can help them, if you know you're a good fit, if you know you can make the finances work, do not budge. Okay? As long as you budge, they'll convince you all day long, I guess now's not the time, I can't do it, blah, blah, blah. How many of you feel like you're doing this right now? Like, when people tell you an excuse, you believe them. Or people tell you an excuse, you go, well, okay, that's fine. You take on their excuses. So when people give you excuses, you don't budge. You don't budge. Okay? This is going to sound probably counterintuitive because a lot of you want to be nice. You want to be cordial. You don't want pressure. But that's exactly what's keeping your prospects stuck with their problem. Okay? And guys, as I'm going through here, be sure to drop your questions. It's an opportunity for you guys to get coaching as well. This is a whole window of time for you guys to get your questions answered. So drop your questions below or else I don't know what you guys need help with. So go ahead, just start dropping your questions below as I'm going through these. Well, let's do a quick recap here. So number 1, ask for it. Ask for the commitment. Let's go. You ready to go? Right? Number 2, do not budge. Don't budge. Michelle says the dang empath. No, look, guys. If you're an empath, that's a superpower. Turn that into a superpower, right? That being an empath is going to help sell you even more. If you use it right, right? Let that empathy drive the heart-centered selling, right? Heart-centered selling, right? But at the same time, we gotta stay in our own frame. We gotta stay in our own frame and not allow our prospects to manipulate us that we can't help them, that now is not the time, that they can't afford it, blah, blah, blah. There's a very small percentage of people who just can't afford it flat out. Like, it's just not doable. That's usually, I would say, roughly maybe 10%, 20%. But majority of people, we don't live in a third world country here. We have lending. We've got ways to make it work, credit cards, things like that. So if they really want it at the end of the day, there's always a way to make it work. You know what I mean? So don't beat yourself for being an empath. Pat yourself on the back for being an empath. I'm an empath too. I'm sensitive as well, but I use that to my advantage to create a heart-centered connection. You know? So Joseph's asking, selling high-ticket items, do you give them an offer you can't refuse or in an easy payment plan? And, you know, easy is subjective. Easy is subjective. I wouldn't give them, here's the thing, guys. Don't give people a payment plan to help them with their anxiety about buying. Because then you lose the commitment. You don't have the commitment. If you try and work out a payment plan so they don't feel anxious or they don't feel pressure, you don't have their commitment. Remember, what I'm teaching you guys here is how to get people to step up, not for you to step down and make it easier. It's not about making it easier for them, how to make them feel less pressure. Okay? Nobody ever fixed their problems in life without a little bit of pressure. Do you guys agree with me? Nobody's ever made a dramatic shift in their relationships, in their health, in their finances, in their habits, behaviors, in the major areas of life, in their career, without at least a little bit of pressure. Do you guys agree with me? Am I talking to the right crowd here? Is this resonating with you guys? Michelle says, Sezzle, yeah, you can use whatever app that you want. But if you guys are if you're inserting payment plans to get commitment, wrong move. Use the payment plans once they're committed. Use the payment plans once they're committed. Get the commitment first. Because here's the thing, guys, if you don't eliminate the anxiety or the hesitation or the doubt or whatever's going on in their head, you're going to battle it later. You're going to battle it after. And I don't mean just after you drop the price. I mean, as you're working together, you're going to have to battle this. This is not going to go away. So if you don't handle their hesitation or their doubt, and even if they buy in, you're going to have to battle it. You're going to have to battle it either way. So put out that fire before you drop your price and get the commitment from them that they're in the right place, they're talking to the right person, they're going to get the help they need, they're going to get the support they need. They need to feel like they have everything they need. Basically, your offer needs to make emotional and logical sense. That's a whole other talk for another day, how to make your pitch make emotional and logical sense. That's something we can plan on in the future. We don't have time here today, but that's something we can talk about. Yeah, guys, and feel free to drop your questions here. I've got 2 more here to go through. So Sarah says, yeah, most of the time. I'm not sure what you're talking about, Sarah, but let me know. Lisa says, I'm pretty new in the field, so I need to learn how to market and figure out pricing because I'm fairly new and a little nervous because I want a reputation of my work helping them. Yeah, reputation, guard it with your life. Reputation is the most important thing you're going to have. Lisa, if you're, I'm not sure what you mean by learn how. We've got a lot of trainings here in the group, a lot of free trainings. I mean, obviously they won't set up the whole business for you, but if you do want more in-depth help, I can certainly reach out to you if you'd like. Just let me know by dropping yes below if you'd like me to reach out. Sarah says, I'm going to watch what I missed later. Cool. Good to see you, Sarah. And guys, remember the YouTube channel, you'll get automatically notified when I upload the replays. So don't forget that. All right, let's go to number 3 here without further ado. All right, Lisa, I'll reach out to you. I'm actually, Lisa, a quick favor here because I don't know if we're connected. Tap the link I just dropped below and send me the word help. Just send me the word help and then I'll remember what, so that'll make it easy. Just send me the word help and then I'll know what you are reaching out for. All right, number 3 here, guys. To get more commitment, all on the first call, you need to create more doubts that your prospect can fix their problem themselves, okay? You got to create more doubt that they can fix their problem themselves. At the end of the day, they're in front of you because they haven't been able to do it, right? So then, what'll end up happening sometimes is our prospects will be like, well, I could probably go to therapy for a little while, or, I bought this program, or I'm going to try this meditation, or I can go to YouTube, or whatever it is. So whatever your competitor's doing, right? And so if you haven't installed enough doubt that your that your prospect can figure it out themselves, they're most likely not going to buy, because in their mind, they don't need help. So part of getting commitment from prospects is, have you created enough doubts in your prospect that they can actually do it themselves? Okay? So if you're lacking commitment, most likely they still feel like in some way, on some level, that they can figure it out themselves. They don't need you. They don't need you, basically. Okay? All right. And last but not least here, number 4, guys, and drop questions you have below, guys, since we're coming to the end here. Drop any questions you have. Last one here is my favorite one. Last one here is my favorite one. You guys ready for this? Drop the word final. Drop the word final if you guys are ready for this one. This one's probably going to make some of you guys uncomfortable. But if you really want to get into like attracting premium clients, you're going to have to do this. And you can even start to reframe this, doing this in a positive way. You guys are ready for this one? It's a good one. And you don't have to do this in a weird, aggressive way. It's not about being aggressive, okay? Michelle says final. Mike says final. Let's get one more here, guys. One more final. Okay, Lisa, cool. All right. I'll take it. I'll take it. All right. Last but not least here, guys, if you're not getting commitment from your prospects on the first sales call, call them out. Call it out. Call it out. What's going on? What's going on? I'm sensing, maybe there's a little hesitation here. There's something I haven't answered. What's coming up for you? Okay? Call it out. Don't allow people to be wishy-washy with you. Don't allow people to keep you in the dark. Don't allow people to leave you wondering what's going on, okay? This is all about raising your standards. And if you allow, people are going to treat you how you allow yourself to be treated. So if you're unclear about where somebody is, call it out. Hey, you know what? I get the impression like there's a little bit of uncertainty or doubt here about something. Is that fair to say? Call them out. By staying quiet, guys, by staying quiet, you're doing them a disservice. You're doing them a disservice. Okay? All right, guys? How many of you are feeling a little bit uncomfortable about that right now? Like, I don't want to be pushy. I don't want to force people. We're not forcing anyone to do anything. What we're encouraging is for people to get clear with themselves. Get clear with themselves. Because they could be going into paralysis analysis. They could be going to anxiety. They could be going into panic. Who knows what? And if we don't, it's our job, it's our due diligence, if we know we can help them, to help them out of that. Because how many of you guys have ever come off a sales call and you feel like you could have advocated for them. You could have fought for them, but you didn't, and you feel guilty now. Any of you come off a call feeling that way before? I know I have. You feel like you could have fought for them, you could have advocated for them, but instead you let them give up. How many of you here feel like you've let someone down because you didn't fight for them, because you knew you could help them, but you didn't want to deal with the objections, they were unclear, they're wishy-washy, but you didn't do anything about it? Exactly. Call it out in a constructive way, not an aggressive way, not backing them into a corner. That's not what we're doing here. Hopefully we're not narcissists here. That's not the goal here. The goal is at the end of the day, we want to help them get clear with what the best decision is for them. What is the best decision? It's not leaving them in paralysis. That's not the best decision for them. It's not leaving them in a trance. That's not the best decision for them. It's not leaving them in anxiety. That's not the best decision for them. Help them through that. Help them through that. Call it out. Call it out, guys. All right. Questions, guys. Questions here. Was this valuable for you guys? Was this helpful? If so, drop the word hooray. Drop the word hooray below. We'll change it up a little bit. If you guys feel like this was valuable for you guys here today. You guys feel like your next call is going to be different? How many of you guys feel your next call is going to be different? You see to charge for result-oriented service. What if they say, hey, this doesn't work? Do I get a refund? No. No. Look, let me tell you something. It works. Do you guys agree with me that your services work? Hypnosis works. Healing works. Reiki works. Energy healing works. Your tools work. Do you guys agree with me? Give me a thumbs up. You guys agree with me? Are we all on the same page here? Our tools work. Don't let anybody gaslight you and fooling you to think your process doesn't work. This is gaslighting. This is gaslighting. No, 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 no. This works. Are you working? Are you doing the homework? Are you engaged? Are you paying attention? Are you doing the homework? No. Whenever, as a hypnotist, whenever clients came in and they said it didn't work, I was like, bullshit. BS. Give me one thing that's gotten better. Give me one small win. And then they always find something. They always, oh, well, actually I felt more relaxed when I got on the road. I felt a little more relaxed. There you go. So it is working. Do not let anyone gaslight you into thinking that your BS, your system doesn't work. No, 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 no. Guys, boundaries. Boundaries, boundaries, boundaries. Know that your system works, right? You're working, your system works. Are they working, okay? It may just be an awareness issue. Mike, it's probably just an awareness issue. Point them to a small win. What's gotten better? Give me one thing. Give me one thing that's gotten better. Even 10% better. They have something. Even if they just felt better after they left, right after they left, there you go. There you go. So don't let anyone fool you into that. Okay? Was this good? Was this a good coaching session, guys? Again, we're here every Wednesday. You guys can bring your questions here, so come prepared. Next Wednesday, maybe we'll talk about the breakdown of a high-ticket sales conversation, because that seems to be the talk here today. But guys, if you want that training, I just put it together to help you break the friend dynamic and appear more as an authority and in a leadership role on your sales calls. If you do want that, once again, I'll drop my link one more time. Send me the word, what did I say, authority. I'll get you that $27 training, super cheap. I think it's a willing, even exchange for the effort and energy I've put into it. And that's what I got, guys. So if you're watching the replay and this has been valuable for you, drop the word hooray. Drop hooray. And bring your questions next Wednesday. As always, guys, I will see you inside of the group, and I'll see you on the next training. See you guys later.